Welcome on board to FANfare Social Media. This demo, really tutorial, is going to cover our automated campaigns. Now, our automated campaigns is one of the most powerful features in our system. And if you've been using our automated email campaigns, this capability works very similar for social media content posting. Before I show you how to set up these campaigns, let's take a look at some possible uses for it. Now, we really would like to see our customers implement one of these campaigns at least immediately once we've migrated you over to FANfare. So just some samples that we think almost every business should have available. As many of your benefits and features as you can come up with. List at least 10 and you have a great campaign, but as many as possible and it'll be even better. And we will select these to randomize them out, or you can select them sequentially. We'll get into that a little bit later when I show you the system. So benefits and features is one great campaign. That might be your first one. You could also do training tips or helpful information related to your product or service, thinking of this as hitting your Facebook page, for example, as well as your company information, customer testimonials. Each of those would be great for your Facebook page, probably not appropriate for your other social networks. Company info could be pieces of information about your company background or history, news and information like that. Testimonials could be featuring a statement or quote or case study from various customers, as many as you can come up with for all of these, of course. Or you could just feature a customer, describe their business, and have a link and use it as a form of advertising for them. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Provocative questions is more like discussion questions, something that would get your customers talking. You might have a whole list of these, like some of the things that we might talk about have to do with, how do you generate your leads now, things like that. So let me show you how to do this. And this presumes you already have at least your social site accounts set up and integrated from our ad edit services, which we would do in the webinar that should precede this tutorial. So once you've logged in, you're going to go to our Fan Creation Center, log in with your information, go to Admin, and down to the campaign list. Now, we already have a number of campaigns set up here, so you can see a lot of information about them. You can see what kind of campaign it is. These are others, but the type would be similar to the list of examples I gave you, whether they're going out sequentially or random, whether they're in draft or live mode, and the times that they're scheduled, which is very helpful, because I'm going to show you that in a minute. Now, let's just suppose you wanted to set up your campaign and get started. We click on the plus button, name your campaign, describe it for yourself, and then the title or subject is like an email subject header. Now, Facebook drops these, and so does Twitter, but if the social site accepts them, this would be the name of the topic content posts that you're going to send out there. So if we wanted to go with features and benefits, although on our drop down here are some of the suggestions I mentioned. If you went with features and benefits, when you start to construct your topic statements, it'll give you some sample instructions. So that's the benefit of having these little drop downs specific to the type of campaign. And then you select whether you want sequential or random, daily, weekly, whatever it might be. And then the dates during the week, the days during the week that you want it to go out, and what times. Now, this is really important because when I explain in a moment how our cloning feature works, well, let me just explain it right now. We could set up this campaign, and let's suppose you got 10 different posts that you'd enter into this campaign, and it's going daily at 9 o'clock. Now, suppose you wanted the same campaign. Let's suppose this is going to be random, so it'll randomly select one of the 10 at 9 each day. Now let's suppose you wanted the same posts to go out at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, as many times as you want. You just clone the campaign, which is our reference term for copying it, and then select which service you want to send it to. So if it's the same service or a different service and on a different time, now you can have this way only creating one campaign and copying it to go out at different times during the day. Very powerful feature. And there's no end point to these campaigns, as you see. They go out and they go on until you're through with them. Now, let me just show you on the little pencil next to each of the campaign is where you would clone it. So it's a very simple capability. And when we've got all of our content ready and we want to test it, we activate it. That creates one of these little clocks. It doesn't mean the campaign's live. It just means it activates it into test mode. Now let's take a look at our feature and benefit campaign and show you a couple other things. So you would, once you've got your campaign ready, you've created it anyway, and now you select your social services. We've got our Facebook fan page and Twitter, but once you've got your accounts integrated with our system, they'll be listed here, and you just select the one you want, move it over, or move it back if you change your mind later, and that's which services it goes to. Our system will format differently whether it's going for Twitter or Facebook, so that's an additional benefit. And then if you want one link to go along with each of all of the content posts that you will make, you just create the link here, add your tags, and then you start entering your topics. So here's all the ones that we've entered already. We've got 54 of them. You can go page at a time. Now let's just take a look at one of these individually. You can just view it, or you can go in and edit it. Here's what it looks like. Real simple, but you do have up to 1024 characters to put in here. Most posts, I think you're going to not have any trouble whatsoever with that total quantity. Now then you can just input your text, or you could copy it over from Word, for example. If you copy it over from Word, what I'd recommend is that you always use a standard type style or font and the same point size so that you've got some consistency in how those things are created. And also, if you're copying it from Word, from your Word document, always make sure that you don't have pieces of different cuts and pastes in the material that you're copying, but rather that it's a unified piece of material that you copy over. The reason is this is accepting HTML code in here, so if you had multiple copies and pastes into one piece of content in your Word document, it could move over some of the code and create a disruption. So in order to copy it over from Word, you just use this little Word paste, and I already have material in here right now, of course. If I wanted to get rid of this material, I would hit the A, which selects it, delete it, then hit the copy to Word from Word, Control V, it inserts it, and you hit insert and it's done. So that's how you can continue to add as many posts as you want. Now additionally, I'll mention that for each post, you could add a link. So each of your posts could have, a video, a URL that goes to a video or to a blog content or any other place you want to send them to. Videos are great, particularly YouTube videos. I'd strongly recommend that you create some of those, and then you can link each of these together. Now let's go back to our list of topics. So that's the way you create these campaigns. Once you've got that all set up, let's suppose again we're on our features and benefits campaign. Once you've got it set up, then you activate it, and that simply means that you're going to test it. When you activate it, it sends it into what we call our drip process, and the next day it will be in your message box up here in the draft section, where you can review it and make adjustments and then send it. So I'll show you that right now. So we click back on our message box and we're in Compose automatically, and down here we've got drafts. Now, I don't have any drafts in here right now, but your drafts the next day would be listed here. Let's just take a look at another one and pretend that it was there. So let's suppose this was your draft. You click on it and it shows it to you, shows you the time that it's planned to go out. It's in military time. And if it all looks good, then what you would do is you would hit the send feature. That will send it out to your social network or networks, wherever it was scheduled to go at the time it was scheduled to go. So once you've sent it, you go back into our campaign center, and then if it after you've reviewed it on your network, if it needs changes, you change it and send it again, and then it'll hit there again on the next sequence, usually the next day. And once you're ready and you're comfortable with everything, then you would go back to your campaign into edit mode and simply take it from draft to live, and then you're done. And that's all there is to campaigns. Call us if you need any help with it, but please use this feature. It's very, very automated and powerful. It'll get things posting automatically while you can concentrate on other stuff. Have a great day.